We're learning new information tonight about the West Side Bandit. We saw jumping a counter in store surveillance video last night. Police busted him after surrounding a house and shutting down a busy Grand Rapids neighborhood. 24 Hour News 8's Henry Erb dug into the man's fascinating history today. He joins us live. Henry?
We did a lot of digging today, and now we know a lot more about the guy accused of holding up this party store here on Butterworth about 24 hours ago. We know, for example, that he's been locked up for half his life for murder and that he married a prison corrections officer that he met inside. We also know that during the robbery here yesterday, he wasn't even using a real gun.
Because he's a really articulate, smart guy. Just, it's a sad situation.
Police Lieutenant Pat Merrill is talking about suspected West Side bandit Paul Edward White. He surrendered quietly yesterday after hiding in a West Side house after the party store robbery. White just got out on parole last September. He did time for killing a man during an argument on a Detroit street in 1996 when he was still a teenager. He was in a prisoner reentry program here.
Yeah, we had several people. His agent was working extremely hard with him. A couple of our folks were working real hard with him. Unfortunately, it just didn't work.
Police say it was White who jumped the counter and pointed what looked like a gun at people in the Butterworth party store yesterday. Turns out it was a toy. Police think he robbed some other stores in the last week or so, too.
Do you understand this charge and the maximum penalty? Yes, sir.
Today, he's in the Kent County Jail looking at going back to prison for life. Prison is where he met a female corrections officer. They got married. That's how he got here.
It was a woman that he met in prison and set him up in the Grand Rapids area. So she's actually the one that placed him here.
They have since split and she left the state. But White stayed in Grand Rapids. Police say he had a couple of jobs, and people were trying to work with him in that prisoner reentry program, trying to help him make the switch from half a life inside to a new life outside.
It's a very hard transition, especially for someone like this guy who's already spent 18 years in prison. Now he's going to transition back out into life again. His last experience is at 19 years old, and now he's got to come back out into the world. That is a hard transition for folks to make.
In spite of cases like this, with state prison officials say that working with parolees on the outside is helpful. Before the reentry program, 43% of them went back to prison. They've cut that now to 29%. Live on the West Side, Henry Erb, 24 Hour News 8.